What's up, this is Nak3d Eli, the mostly unclothed gamer. Welcome to my world record speedrun of Sierra 117 on legendary difficulty with 0 shots fired. This speedrun clocking in at a little under 25 minutes. I've sped up some of the more boring sections for your viewing entertainment. I will explain the rules briefly and why this mission was so near impossible. Easily the most difficult speedrun that I've ever done in my life. So this is the first mission in Halo 3, right? So you'd expect it to be relatively easy, a cakewalk, right? That this is going to be something that's going to allow you to smoothly get your way into the Halo series, understand the mechanics of Halo, right? We have this forest that we're navigating with all of its jumps and twists and turns to get you used to the controls. And then this section up here that confused the heck out of me the first time I was going through it. I was like, do I go through that waterfall or do I come over here, jump over the log and initiate the next sequence? Instead, we're going to do a ghost jump up outside of the map, push ourselves through, crouch under this tree limb, and we're going to despawn both phantoms that are going to be coming up in this section. There's also a little surprise coming for this captain. Hey buddy, what's up? Your toast? Give me your brute shot and your bubble shield. Thank you very much, sir. Now we're going to push forward. We want the brute shot as our melee weapon of choice because it is the most powerful melee weapon in the game, right? As you see, when Chief uses it, it has a blade at the other end, which means scary for the enemy to take that to the face. So we're going to move forward. Normally there's a ton of enemies in this section. Normally there's brutes, captains, jackals, we have grunts everywhere tossing grenades at you. Instead, when we went outside of the map in the exact route that I showed you, that despawned every single enemy that would have appeared just in that loading zone. Because when you skip a loading zone sequence like that, you've seen that in numerous speedruns that I've shown on the channel, then you can typically continue on with the mission if you're able to hit the next loading zone. So when you see loading done on the screen, that means the mission's moving forward just fine, and we're going to be able to continue on with the mission. Now right here, we're going to have to go man mode, push through. There's a ton of Jackal snipers here, or not snipers, but carbines, right, rangers. And so we're going to use this bubble shield to protect us while we wait to regen our shields. Once that's done, we're going to move up here with 2 extremely difficult tactical jumps. We're going to barely crouch walk over onto that edge there, and then we're going to move through. There's going to be a captain up here trying to kill one of our teammates. We're going to stick him in the heart, right where it hurts, and that's going to actually save that Marine. So now I can move up here. If you're quick enough, you can take out the first Jackal carbine before the next one shows up. That allows you to move forward, take out the next one, and then you can simply melee these 3/5 grunts, however many there are. There's a bajillion of them, and we're going to wait for the Arbiter and our AI to move up here and help clear out this next section. Part of the reason that we're going to need them a lot throughout this mission, especially the Arbiter, is because you simply don't have the firepower or enough grenades to actually clear out the entire mission by yourself, right? I wish that just like in most of my other speedruns, you could do everything and just man mode it all the way through, but you're gonna see me playing very timid on certain parts of this mission. You're gonna see me waiting for my AI to push up before I can even do anything. So right here, I'm going to help the Arbiter by taking this guy's shields off. He's going to push through. Unfortunately, he uses that bubble shield that I really wanted, so we're going to have to not have a bubble shield for now. We're looking for a plasma on the ground because you need as many grenades as possible to get through the Jackal sniper forest, which is I'd say the second most difficult portion of this mission. The first most difficult being immediately after that, the huge canyon with the phantom drop shift and the chieftain, and there's like 3 or 4 beam rifle snipers in that area. So you'll see how I get through that. It's actually a mess. Did not go according to plan at all. And I know in my last speedrun, one of the top comments was, Eli, can you show us a sequence or like a series where all of your mistakes that you've made and how they've turned out in your speedruns? And the end of this mission is just one huge mistake. There's so many things that went wrong, so you'll see how I deal with it, and luckily how I actually wind up succeeding in the mission in spite of screwing up miserably and just being really unlucky. So right here, I don't know if a lot of you knew, you could run through the water on this part of Sierra 117 and take this particular route to avoid getting sniped by those 2 beam rifle snipers most of the time. You see me hugging structures very closely here to limit the % chance that they will actually target me. And there have been many speedruns, they'll get up to this point and then boom, sniped and you're toast. So now that we're far enough in, I'm speeding up the gameplay because I'm waiting on the Arbiter, and I'm waiting on, there's actually that Marine that we had earlier somehow survives this entire section. So when I moved up, I think it's because I deloaded a lot of the enemies, right? That's what I did when I moved into the next section. And so now I'm going to have both of these guys with ranged rifles shooting at the ranged carbines and beam rifles in this part of the mission. Now this is scary, right? As a Master Chief with no guns, how am I supposed to take them out? There's literally no way that I could just stick them. I mean, I can try to throw frags and stickies across the map. Chances are I'll miss a bunch of them, and I have a very limited supply here. So my goal is to let the Arbiter do as much work as humanly possible. You saw right there, my AI gets destroyed. And so all it takes for him to get killed is one headshot, whereas for them to kill the Arbiter, it requires them to remove his shields first, which I think only takes one beam rifle shot, and then one carbine to the face to kill him. And that's really scary. Right here, we're going to use a frag and actually target directly under that guy's feet. You see the plus 140 on the bottom right corner means that he was toast. And right here, I'm going to try and kill the next guy to no avail. So I'm going to speed up my backtracking like I told you I would, just so that you don't have to watch these really boring sections where I'm not just man-moding it through like I typically like to do. This mission is far too difficult to play really risky all the way throughout. I normally do like high-risk, high-reward types of speedruns. This one is very much more like calculated risks. I look, I see what the risk is, and then I push if I think that I'll be able to make it. Right here, I could have sworn that I killed that Jackal with those two frags I threw at him earlier, but he's going to survive, so I'm going to know my angles in the forest. I know that I'm safe to push up through here. I saw that the Arbiter was doing some work in the front lines, and that's going to allow me to go backtrack, get my two frags while he continues to do work in the forest. So the hardest part of this mission is that you could get to this part a million times and the Arbiter could just continuously die over and over again, and then sometimes he doesn't respawn, you get no help, and it's literally impossible to get through this part of the mission. So this run, I did have a lot of luck in the Jackal sniper forest. You saw right there using the frags, was able to take that guy out, and then I see him moving up. It's like, hey, come here, buddy. Come here, come here, come here. Oh, and he just gets away. So I'm going to backtrack again. We're going to go pick up some more frags. This is a life send. Like, people didn't think this mission was possible because of the Jackal sniper forest and obviously what follows after it. And when I realized that I could use, there were I think 10 frag grenades in total on the ground, I was like, if I hit these nades just perfectly, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that I can beat this mission. And maybe, just maybe, on the next part, I can use bubble shields to my advantage to dodge all of the beam rifle snipers. So we'll see that part coming up. It's actually insane how it turns out. But luckily we're going to get through it together. So right there, I didn't see where the sniper went. Here he is, pops down, I pop him with a frag, and the plus 140 lets me know he's definitely dead. Obviously I'm scared of the beam rifles. I don't know if I mentioned that they're one hit kill. If they hit your shoulder, if they hit your toe, if they pop you in the face, you're dead. The whole mission's over and you have to redo everything again. Go through the first fight, get really lucky, get the tactical jumps down, get through these beam rifles. Like, I spent weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks trying to do this mission on zero shot. It's by far the most difficult thing I've ever done. More difficult than all the Lasso missions combined, I would say. Like, I could do every single Halo game on Lasso, no problem. You asked me to do this, I'm terrified. I'm scared. This mission was really that difficult. So I honestly know that this run could be improved. It could go probably a lot faster. You could get a lot luckier on a lot of the portions, but I challenge everyone to try and do this zero shot, and you will quickly understand why it is nigh impossible to do this mission in this manner. Obviously, if you use weapons, you could kill the beam rifle snipers and, you know, you'd be fine. You could get through the Jackal sniper forest just fine. But instead, we're going to let the Arbiter here do his thing, and then we're going to move up, me having 2 frags and 2 plasmas for this part of the mission. Now, right here was a huge jump. If I make this, I can get across and run through the cave, but I don't make it. That jump, it's possible to do it. I practiced for, I don't even want to mention how many, like, it's probably over an hour that I just sat there and did that jump over and over and over, and I never got confident at it. I never was able to do it. So I looked for ways that maybe were more consistent than that. Like right here, we're going to try and use a frag to hammer not hammer launch, to grenade jump up this wall. There's a very specific place you have to land, and you have to time it just perfectly. And unfortunately, like I said, everything goes wrong towards the end of this mission, so neither of those frags worked. Now I have to go down into the pit with the rest of the enemies and all the snipers and ranged jackals looking down on me. So this is like, I was like, there's no way I'm going to make this, but let's just come out here and pop a bubble and see what happens. I've never practiced this before. This was just completely going off the cuff. So this guy's going to give me his bubble. I'm real happy that I can use another bubble maybe to get through to maybe pass at least this sniper. And I actually decide, you know what, I could probably run past him. He's not going to hit me. And I'm going to hide behind this rock from all the carbine jackals. Now the problem here is I keep getting poked by these grunts. So I'm going to have to pull off. And the only way that I could survive from all the carbines is if I popped that bubble. So I was like, well, crap. Now I don't have a bubble shield to get through all the snipers as soon as I get to the second level, because I can jump on this rock right here, as you'll see, and then come up here, and then come up here, and then I'm going to have to stick him perfectly, because as you'll see, my shield's going to get whittled down really fast. I'm hiding in the corner knowing that this exact spot dodges the carbine fire from both that carbine on the right and the carbine on the left and the sniper above me. So this guy comes out, I miss the sticky on him, and luckily, this is super lucky, he comes, puts his back to me, gives me a bubble, and then I'm able to just run through, and luckily, I do not get killed from the rest of the enemies or their brute shots, and as you can see, I make it through. That was by far the most difficult section, went completely wrong, and luckily we made it. Now right here I'm going to back up slightly so that I dodge the line of sight from the beam rifles across the map. Sometimes if you just push forward they snipe you immediately, so that's just a little like tip, I guess, if you're going to be doing this mission. Then right here, those guys typically wake up if you run right past them, so I'm going to take 2 out to reduce fire and pray that I do not get taken out by a beam rifle sniper. Right here, they can hit you in the foot, so when you jump, it reduces chance by like 40 to 50% of you getting sniped while you run across the bridge. Now, right here, I want to get the attention of the Hammer Chieftain. This is, like, just imagine my adrenaline, the pumping so hard. I've only made it to this part of the mission once before, and then I died, and I was so sad. Like, getting this far on this particular speedrun is pure gold, and you don't want to screw it up. So I'm going to dodge the Hammer Chieftain, back smack him, get the invincibility, pick up his hammer because we can use melee weapons, right, because they don't shoot. I'm going to go pop that as I'm about to die, take out the carbine brute, move forward here, almost get launched off the edge from all the snipers hitting me. Going to move up. I thought that had turned red enough to kill him. It's not going to kill him. I'm going to move in, get one shot, and then finally unleash Johnson, which is going to cause all the AI to leave the front of the base and form a defensive position. Now this guy's going to come in here. If he hits me, that's a one-shot kill. So I'm going to use the hammer to kill him before he can get to me. I'm also going to use the hammer to weaken any enemies that are right outside of this little, I'll call it a prison, because the hammer, like the magnetic wave, does go through walls. So now it's waiting game. You know, I'm speeding this up because I'm literally just camping here. I get plus 70 for killing a grunt through the wall. Woot woot. And we're going to wait until the pelicans outside can blow up as many things as possible. So we have the 2 pelicans doing work, or I guess it's the 1 pelican rather, and there's going to be a problem here that you'll see coming up really soon, is that the brute shot on the bridge is going to launch the pelican really far away from the map, and we're going to have to deal with that. So right here I see I have 2 frags, and I see an opportunity, so I hit and I kill 2 of the grunts and weaken that brute's shields. Still, I'm waiting for the pelican to be launching its missiles, but it looks like it's pretty much out of sight right now, and all the AI that are here are going to remain here. So I'm going to wait until I feel that it's safe enough, and around the 20-minute mark I was like, all right, here we go. Let's move out, be extremely careful, because every single corner here is possible death. I've seen brutes and grunts hiding in every nook and cranny of this whole section. So I see an opportunity to come up here. I'm going to hit him, and that doesn't kill him even after the frag I launched. So I launch the frag, kill him quickly before he brute shots and kills me. Right here, throw the plasma and try to dodge the fire. Luckily, the grunt gets scared, and I survive. I'm freaking out here. Heart rate probably over 200. And I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I want to get to the end of this mission. I just want to end this mission. I just want to end this mission. This was the very last zero-shot speedrun that I needed to complete the entire Halo 3 campaign on zero-shot. So I really wanted to play this safe and really didn't want to die coming this far. You know, I know that the time is not super fast. It's still relatively fast, but just completing this, like I said, was the goal. Because if you could do this mission on this difficulty, it's literally a level of insanity unlike any other speedrun. You don't want to screw it up. So here, look at this. The Pelican is normally right by you. You can just walk onto it and end the mission, but it's like way out in the ocean. And I don't even know if I could make that jump. But I heard, and I think I tried once, that if you stick them with a plasma, sometimes the ship will come back to you. And you saw it motion towards me briefly there. But it didn't cause it to reset, right? This is a glitched Pelican. This is everything going wrong at the end of the mission for Nak3d Eli. Nak3d Eli is very scared right now and looking frantically for some more plasmas to throw at the Pelican. So I'm like getting frustrated. I'm so sorry, Johnson, that I had to take my frustrations out on you. And I'm going to keep looking around, and everything has despawned. You see I have a clear look at everything on the map. And then look at this right here. This guy's hiding with his brute shot floating in midair. He could have probably killed me right there. So I'm like, all right, I just need to go and see if I can get onto this ship. So I'm going to use the hammer to actually try and push the Pelican briefly at a better angle for me to hop onto it, and maybe the hammer, just maybe, fingers crossed, will reset the Pelican glitch. But of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. And I keep trying and I keep trying, and of course it doesn't. So now I have basically a dilemma. Do I use the hammer to do a backwards hammer jump and try and launch myself? Would the hammer jump hit the ceiling of the Pelican and I'll just fall in the water and have to redo the whole mission? Or do I just go man mode and try and make the jump? So here we go, and of course, because you're watching this speedrun, I make it, and the time just under 25 minutes, clocking in at 24:59. Scariest and most difficult speedrun of my life. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share with your friends if you really did. Next up, we have Crow's Nest Zero Shot on the left coming soon, and on the right, if you want to check out right now, my CSR 50 game in the team, Infinity Slayer playlist rather. Right, this is Halo 4, not Halo 3. So hope you enjoyed it. This is Nak3d Eli. Subscribe for more, and thank you so much for watching.